coming Sunday, we are going to look at what the Sabbath has to teach us about entering God's rest. And we'll be looking at Exodus chapter 31. You know, we tend to view the fourth commandment, which is about keeping the Sabbath day holy and not doing any work on it, as a law to ignore. We do not take this commandment seriously. We tend to discount it. And we often view this commandment as being too restrictive. We think only in terms of what this commandment forbids us from doing. And yet Jesus said in the Gospel of Mark chapter 2, the Sabbath was made for man, not man for the Sabbath. And so here we learn that God intends the Sabbath to be a gift for our well-being, for our happiness, for our growth in faith. And so we should not view the Sabbath as being burdensome or as being an encumbrance or as being a misfortune. We also learn that when the church and society devalues the keeping of the Sabbath, then the church and society begins to decline and begins to deteriorate. So if we ignore the Sabbath, then we do so to our own detriment, to our own disadvantage. When we look at this more in depth on Sunday, I hope we will see the great advantage and benefit of keeping the Sabbath as the Lord has commanded us. Specifically, what does it mean to enter God's rest? By and large, we are a restless people, and so we need to enter God's rest and to know what that rest is really like as it enters into the depths of our hearts and our souls. Now, as we think about the Sabbath, see if you can find the 5 occasions in the book of Exodus where God commands his people to keep the Sabbath. You already know one of those at the end of Exodus chapter 31, but where are the other 4 occasions? And I think as you take on this exercise, you'll see that the keeping of the Sabbath is not something that is peripheral to God. It's something that is vitally important to him. And if the keeping of the Sabbath concerns God, then it ought to also concern us. My hope is that as we gather on Sunday, we will learn what it means to enter God's rest. I look forward to seeing you on Sunday. May God bless you, and may God be with you.